Hey everybody, welcome to Mining Modern. I'm Corbin and this is Deserts and Taxes. This deck's a lot of fun, really taxes your opponents quite hard with Thalias, Mirran Crusaders, just being that finishing punch, but Leonin Arbiters, lots of good stuff. However, I will say against the opponent playing Merfolk on the play with the Curse Catcher and the Lord of Atlantis, that's not a great look for us. Yeah, this matchup, I don't know much about this matchup. I've played it from the Merfolk side and honestly never felt worried about it. It's not that you win every game because you don't, obviously, but, you know, the Merfolk playing no fetch lands and its own Ether Vials and stuff, I think pretty well matched up against the old Death and Taxes deck. Also, our opponent showing all of this to us, Silvergill into Reejerey next turn if he has land. Going to be pretty rough. Alright, so nice that our opponent's not attacking yet. We'll get this down. So we might be okay if our opponent doesn't have a third land, I guess. If we get Spreading Seas, the game's basically over. So, you know, we'll see here. I went with the Blade Splicer. I don't know if that was better than the Mirran Crusader, and it's just Spreading Seas. GG. I don't think we're going to be able to race here. We can try, but... Well, I guess I can Flicker Wisp this land. That helps. Okay. Alright, hitting land there is also not terrible. So I'm going to Flicker Wisp the land here, because I actually think this is a game where we're going to need to have an opportunity to block. And we still get to attack. And we get in for 5 here, and we have Resto Angel next turn. There's no way we win if he gets to Island Walk us, though. You know, we saw he wasn't able to attack last turn. We have to hope that that continues to be the case. Because even if he plays Reejerey here, we can trade with one of his creatures with our Flicker Wisp. And next turn we can Resto Angel the Blade Splicer. I think that's our out to winning here. Pretty rough here on the draw against Merfolk, but if he doesn't immediately have another Spreading Seas, that's good for us. Wow, look at this. Okay, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and take the trade because we have first strike to get through here, and our opponent can just kill us at any point with a Spreading Seas if we just leave him a bunch of creatures and take damage. So, whew, Harbinger of the Tides on our token's pretty good, though. That made attacking a lot harder. Alright, well, that was pretty rough. Gosh, our opponent might have Dismember. Guess we just pass. Hope our opponent taps out. Then we can go for the Resto Angel surprise play. Because Resto Angel would be quite good if he just taps out to play Mirran Reejerey or something. Alright, looks like we're going to get the opportunity here. This is a boon if these all come in. Don't know if we're going to get the chance, but we'll see. This is going to be good for us one way or another here. Unless he just does nothing and then proceeds to tap down our team next turn with Reejerey. That would be the next level plays from Merfolk. I mean, he's got to see the Resto Angel coming, right? Yeah, look at that. Good play. Good play, buddy. Love it when Merfolk players play right. It's still not good for us at all, but that's all we can do. Yeah, you can't really play that Ether Vial. Alright, well what I can do here, gosh, he has 4/4s. We can't even get in with these. All I have is this Resto Angel to get in with for now. Alright, player Flicker Wisp. Flicker the Resto. Resto will come back in our instep and flicker the Blade Splicer. I guess Resto could also flick the... We could also flicker the... No, let's say the... Okay. We could flicker the Flicker Wisp itself and get rid of his Mirran Reejerey until his instep next turn. Is that good? Honestly, that might be good. That slows him down the most. I'm going to do it. And it means we still get to get in for 12 damage next turn and then hopefully 12 damage again. I think that's the best play. Because the way this works is because we're Flicker Wisping in our end step, his Marrow Ridger won't return until his end step, which is great because it takes away the power from his attackers this turn, but it also means he won't get triggers off of it from casting stuff. So this is very good for us. I don't know if this is going to be enough for us to not get Alpha Striked out of the game next turn, but it does give us a path to winning because now we have 6 damage in the air. His next turn is going to be terrifying, so... I could also... Well, I'm 1 mana short of sacrificing this. Don't think that matters, though. My opponent doesn't have any attacks. I guess he has one. He has one guy. But he would just die to first strike damage. So he actually has no attacks here. Now, next turn he's going to have great attacks, and we just have to hope we can survive. Which is not a given at all. Merfolk goes very big very quickly. Opponent certainly seems to know what he's doing, though. Okay. I don't know if that's good or not. We could do this. Does that matter? No, that doesn't change anything. So we're going to put up 4 blockers and hope that it's enough to win. I don't think it's going to be. It's probably going to depend on whether or not he draws a land, but it is all we can do. Unfortunately, don't have any way to use this to destroy his land. All right, we'll make the only play we can make. I don't think it's going to be enough, but we'll see. Sure wish we had slightly different looking cards in our hand. All right, so we have 4 blockers. Our opponent has 5 attackers, but he's going to get a tap down stuff. So it depends. If he hits land here and is able to go double Lord, I think we're just dead. I think we'd take 1 billion. If he has a Silver Gill, that's good for us, right? It depends if he has a Curse Catcher. He might be Silver Gilling into, what did he reveal? Revealing Lord of Atlantis. Yeah, I think he's going for that land. If he hits land, we're dead. If he doesn't hit land, I think we're good. And it's a big draw step here. Not a draw step, but a big draw here. Good luck, Merfolk opponent. Oh, he had the Curse Catcher. We're just dead. He had it. Well, or he drew the Curse Catcher. And we take 1 billion damage. Yep. Saw that coming. We have died. We did take the only line we could possibly win with, though. Merfolk's so good. Our opponent played perfectly. 12, 17, 21 damage. That's pretty good. Okay, we died. We died. But we have some cards that are probably good here. I think this is pretty good. I think Sunlance is a card that would be good. Okay, that's basically all we got. It wasn't that good. These are pretty bad. Weathered Wayfarer is, like, not great, but it's probably fine. Maybe a Thraven Inspector. The game's not going long. No, not in a grindy way anyways. You know what? I'm going to board in the Stony Silences. I think that, full disclosure, I think it's pretty bad to board in Stony Silence against Merfolk. And obviously, for people who don't know, I play... Merfolk's my thing. It's my baby. I have it full out in paper. I have the full army vaults, etc. I've played 1 billion games with the deck. Generally, boarding in Stony Silence against Merfolk is bad. However, Merfolk has started playing Smuggler's Copter, so they're actually a little less bad. Now, do I want all 3 of them? I don't think so, but I don't mind a couple here, given that the Thraven Inspectors aren't likely to be very relevant. We are not the beatdown in the matchup, especially because we're boarding into this plan, so we want to have a consistent plan. Cut Selfless Spirit, because Indestructible doesn't matter much. He'll play like a couple Stony Silences. We have 2 Stony Silences. He has 6 of his cards, so... All right, we'll give this one a shot. Not a great matchup for us, but we'll see what we can do. The Dustodons are pretty good. Think how good they would have been in that last game. Well, now, see, this is where we want to rip Stony Silence off the top. Are we going to do it? We're not. Unfortunate. Wonder if our opponent had it last game, or if drew it off that silver go. He had a lot of outs. To not hit a fourth land forever in that game was fairly unlucky on his part. Mismatch silence, come on. All right, silver go into Rejury. It's pretty bad for us. And we draw off the silver go. Another Flicker Wisp. Okay. All right, so we have a couple different lines here. Not quite right on time with that. Kind of want to Flicker Wisp his Ether Vial to keep his hand from being too insane. I think I will. Because he's just going to explode out in front of us here if we allow him to go off with the Ether Vial. If we can catch him here where he doesn't have a one drop off of it, that would be very good for us. You know, the alternative is playing Blade Splicer here and then Flicker Wisping it. And that's all fine, but I guarantee that the Merfolk player will scale up faster than we will. So this buys us a turn against the Ether Vial, which keeps, especially with that Rejury in his hand, keeps him from going off too hard. Next turn we can play Blade Splicer in our own Ether Vial. Ah, it has the Copter, see? Smuggler's Copter is very good in Merfolk. All right. And that doesn't matter much right now. Go ahead and attack with... Looks like he wants to trade with our Flicker Wisp with his Smuggler's Copter. He gets the loot. That's pretty good, to be honest. Sure. I mean, I guess we'll let him have it. Better that he blocks and trades with it and gets his loot in that way than than attacking us and getting the loot in next turn. Copter's so good. It's really helped Merfolk a lot, especially in the grindy matchup. It makes the deck have way... I've tried a lot of cards in the position of this in Merfolk. I've tried Thassa, I've tried Monastery Siege, a lot of different things to try to smooth out the deck in the late game, but Smuggler's Copter just does it best. That's gonna be good. He's gotta be digging for land over there. Alright, so we'll go ahead and throw down this Blade Splicer. And this Ether Vial. And see what happens from here. Our opponent, us hitting that Ether Vial with the Flicker was paid off pretty well. Honestly, might do it again. If he doesn't hit another land. Okay, so, I mean, things aren't going great for us in that our opponent has summoned pretty hard, but yet is still at 18. Has 7 cards in hand, and we're down a land. Although that's fine. That could be a lot worse. All right, here comes the Lord. So we know he has... Okay. Oh, wait, he's got Island Walk. Okay, that's fine. So we actually get incredibly blown out by this because now we don't have enough mana. All right, well, it is what it is. I think the play has to be to Flicker Wisp his Ether Vial again. because he has Mirror Reader in hand. I don't want to let him get that into play next turn. We do now have 2 threats he can't deal with in the 3/3 first striker, plus the Flicker Wisp. So we just need to do our best. Oh, there's a, hey, it's actually a tech edge. We can actually tech edge that land. That might be relevant. But we've slowed him down a lot with these Flicker Wisps on Aether Vials. He will get much bigger than our Golems, that's for sure. So I think trying to basically trade, we get another Golem, he gets another Merfolk, is not a good trade for us. We also have some real breakers in the matchup in terms of Dust Dawn once his creatures get big enough. So, oh yuck, it's not a lot of white mana we're going to have. Good thing we have this Aether Vial. But that means he's not playing creatures either, so that's good for us. Tempting to double block. Oh wait, I cannot double block. So tempting. All right. If we draw a land here, we could activate Seagate Wreckage. If we draw Stony Silence, that's kind of awkward at this point of the game. Although, to be honest, it's not actually that bad because it hurts him more than it hurts us. Kind of think I'm going to play it. I don't care how weird it looks. I think it was the right play. Hopefully our opponent's taking 6 here. All right, our opponent's taking 6. And to be honest, he needs this Aether Vial to really outrace us, I think. So this Stony Silence is pretty awkward in shutting down our own, but we got value out of ours. He literally put 1 creature in play with his. We put 1 creature in play with ours, but we had lands and he didn't. He leaned on his much harder. We kept his entire. He had that Mirror Reader he revealed on turn 2. Kept him the entire game from putting it into play. Now also imagine if we had got this Stony Silence at a point in the game when it would have stopped his copter, right? It would have just been a complete shut the game down right there. As it stands now, we're in an okay spot. Now, his creatures are certainly very large, and oh man, in fact, we're dead next turn, huh? That's bad. Let's see what happens. We'd definitely be dead if he had Aether Vial, so there's that. If we had 1 more White Source, that would have been good this game. We'd have had an Arbiter in play. I can Tech Edge his Mutavault at the end of the turn. We're looking at 6. I mean, he can make 1. Gosh, he can just eat our Arbiter, and then we only have 8. Oh man, I think we're gonna die. And we actually need to draw something or we're dead. Okay. I wonder if I could have Tech Edge my own stuff last turn and tried to block him. I don't know. His problem is he's good at math and knows he has lethal next turn. Pretty bad for us. We basically have to draw a removal spell. There's no reason to Tech Edge now. It's not going to matter. We might need to activate Seagate Wreckage or something. Removal? And we don't have enough mana for it to matter. Swing with the team. He gets to block, he gets to take 6, and then has Lethal Island walk on us. Because he had double spreading seas. Yeah, we're dead. That's too bad. I think Board and Stony Silences were right. It was kind of weird that game, but honestly it didn't change. I mean, it did help us. We needed to draw like basically a single removal spell the entire game, and we would have won. Or drawn our cards in a slightly different order. If we had the Stony Silence earlier, we just completely shut down his Aether Vial and Smuggler's Copter, and I would have gladly had a dead Aether Vial draw in my own hand. Yeah, if he had one less Spreading Seas, we could Tech Edge our own Sheffet Dunes, and because I believe it's a non-basic island, I could be wrong. But I think I guess there's a good chance to find out since we're dead. Yeah, it's a non-basic island because we wouldn't even be able to target if it was. Yeah. So we'd actually have a lot of outs, but maybe when I played that second Flicker Wisp and flickered his Ethervaw, I could have flickered our Shefet Dunes. I'm not sure if that was wrong or not. I don't know. We are, however, quite dead. Activate this sweet thing, which is so close to being good. Let's see what it would find us. Blade Splicer. Okay, well, good game. Good game. To be honest, that was it was close. This is a bad matchup, I think, for the Death and Taxes deck. But imagine if we'd drawn, we had the Dust on, so we had some very good outs. It would have completely wiped his board. We would have lost one creature. We would have hit him for $1 billion, and probably won, but didn't get there. So good match.